Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Unlicensed Therapy with me, your host, Ari Mannis. Today, we have Eleanor Kerrigan on the podcast. If you don't know her, she was the host of the Comedy Store podcast. She is a paid regular at the Comedy Store. She has been on Showtime, Comedy Central, toured the world with Andrew Dice Clay. She started as a waitress at the Comedy Store. She is really rad, funny lady. And if you know what, if you're not familiar with Eleanor, here's a clip.
I'm an East Coast. We have East Coast people in here? East Coast people, yes. Do you live here now, sir? All right, calm down.
Yes.
Somebody's acclimating. Piece of shit. I live in LA now. They're crazy out here. They're like, you're so aggressive. You have to calm down. Take a yoga class. Like stretching is gonna fix what the fuck happened to me. Let's get in warrior pose. Yeah, so I can kill your whole family. Let's do it. So people get nervous, you know, they're good. And I come from a big, crazy Irish Catholic family. I have 9 brothers and sisters. Anybody? Couple Mexicans? What's up, guys? Sometimes even the Mexicans are like, whoa, that's a lot. My mom had 10 kids. Like, that's insane. 10 kids. Who does it? She had a hysterectomy. There was still babies in it. She's like, just take it. I can't. And some of you got quiet. What's this, a pro-life rally? Relax. She kept 10 of them. That's enough. That's a lot of kids. Who does that? I don't like kids. I'll punch a kid in the throat. Don't come at me with your kids and your pictures. I'm not doing it. People get nutty, right? And here's the weird thing. My parents split up when I was 7 years old, right? And I stayed really close with my dad, and people are like, oh my God, you stayed close with your dad. He left your mom with 10 kids. I'm like, let me tell you something. We grew up in a South Philly row home. When he left, I was thrilled. We needed the room. Like, when he left, I got the whole drawer. I was like, I feel like a princess right now. But I didn't get off that easy. I had to work for him every day. It wasn't like he left and I never saw him again. I didn't get lucky like that. I had to work for him. Every day, from 4th grade all the way to 12th grade, I had to work for him after school in his typewriter store. Look how quiet you all got. Typewriters? Oh my God. When did they unfreeze this lady? Completely insane, right? My dad's also a Marine. Do we have any Marines? Thanks for helping out, guys. It's like a bunch of pussies in here, huh? My dad's nuts, man. I mean, he's a Marine through and through. He still wears his dog tags because he thinks his platoon is still fighting, so that's fun for everybody. He fought in the Korean War. Every once in a while, he'll throw something at a poor Filipino kid that walks by. Like, come on, Dad, that's the wrong guy. He doesn't care. He's crazy. He's covered in tattoos, too. Everybody has tattoos now, right? Where are the tattoo people? Woo, it's getting weaker. Good. But my dad, he got naked lady tattoos on his arms. He had one here and one here. And when we were younger, he used to make them dance for us, right? I'm like, damn, my dad's this shit. Look at the ladies. But now he's 83 years old. Those ladies aren't even standing anymore. They're like slightly sitting. One's kind of crying a little bit, like, what happened? The one on the top took her shoes off. She's like, this is ridiculous. I'm not dancing for this guy anymore. So I go in there one day. I'm in like 10th grade at this point, right? I walk into the typewriter store. My dad's in there. He's cleaning out a rifle. I'm like, oh my God, look at this nut. And I'm a sarcastic teenager, so as a joke, I'm like, hey, Dad, don't shoot. He's like, hey, girl, hold that pencil up. I bet I could shoot it out of your hand. He's a big guy, my dad. He's like, hold that pencil up. I hold the pencil up. He cocks the rifle, fires. I throw the pencil. Then I dive under a typewriter because I'm thinking, screw it, that's cast iron. Nothing's getting through that bad boy. And I'm laying on the ground checking for holes. I'm like, oh my God, did my dad just blow a hole in me? This is crazy. I hear him laughing. I go, hey man, what are you laughing at? He's like, I got you. I go, yeah, you got me to shit a little? What? What are you doing? He's like, I got you. I shot you with blanks. Finally, 10 kids later, this idiot is shooting blanks.
I told you, she's very funny. You're going to enjoy the episode. And if you don't, you're sad. And I don't think I'll be able to help you. But for the rest of you, enjoy the episode with Eleanor Kerrigan.
I'm pretty sure that you have a way harder time getting through life than the average person, Ari. I don't know why anybody would listen to this. I know I won't.
Ari, your advice single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
Unlicensed
Therapy with Ari Mannis.
I washed myself for this podcast. You just let it go?
I did watch myself, and then I moved a bunch of stuff right
Got
before
it.
you got here, so I perspirated a little bit.
All right.
Moses is hot or his dad's hot?
His dad.
And his black guy? I didn't
Whoa.
know,
All
I didn't know you
calm
liked
down.
that. I didn't know you liked the
whatever
dark
I
meat.
like. I like if your skin's colored in, if your skin's, if you're born that way, I like it all.
So you like everything? Gay guys? Would you fuck a gay guy if he was hot?
Fucked a gay guy, but I have been like, damn, how do I get you back
If
on this
Justin
team?
Martindale wanted to fuck you, would you do it?
He's not my type, but
What's not?
he's gorgeous, like an aesthetically pleasing man, but he's too gay.
What if he pretended to be straight
And
for the whole
probably
time he was
sucks cock
fucking
better
you?
than I do.
What if the
so-
whole time you guys were hooking up, he put on a normal voice like mine, a manly, just
Hold
hot,
on,
sexy voice?
Yours is the normal.
Just
yours is
mine's. People hear my voice, women especially, and they get a tingle in their.
what women
their region.
specifically? I'd like to know that. I'd like their numbers.
You know, you have her number.
Oh, I think you're speaking of my niece.
Whoa, I
Alexa.
didn't say you
Whoa,
did.
Okay,
I
just because
didn't-
you kissed
I
her
wouldn't
once
do it.
in a really uncomfortable situation.
It was the worst.
where
One
she
of the worst.
probably kissed you in just hopes that a bear came and attacked you and not her.
No, I've told you the story.
No, tell me.
You don't know the story? Okay, so
Is this recording?
yeah,
You
so
can record it,
our mutual friend Dan Madonia
right?
has this idea for a special.
Uh-huh.
Terrible idea, looking back.
I can-
Really,
It already sounds terrible.
it's
I
bad.
didn't even hear one word of it, and I'm excited to hear how
So-
bad it is.
Dan Madonia, who I love,
Same,
funny guy, nice guy,
sweetest guy.
like, say a good friend of mine. Done it. We've been in a commercial together. We went to commercial audition as a team.
Okay.
And got a commercial once.
I like
me,
it.
him, and
As
Willie
a
Hunter.
team.
Yeah, him, Willie Hunter,
quite
and I.
a team.
Yeah, we went in for this audition. We didn't give a shit
It's
about
like
it.
the Bad News Bears as adults.
Okay, this will. I'm gonna pause the Alexa story and go to the commercial story. Not Alexa. Dan,
It's
Willie.
just gonna stay on your mind.
I keep thinking
know
about
we
Alexa.
have that power.
I love Alexa. Oh,
I
man,
get it.
She is gorgeous. Willie, Dan, and I went to this commercial audition.
Okay.
That was supposed to be just Dan, but he calls Willie and goes, "Hey, I
like-
need a team." And Willie's like, "I'm with Ari."
I need diversity.
So we go in.
Get the Jew and the black.
This was before the diversity kick.
Oh, okay.
This was
wow,
probably
he's ahead of his
7 years
time.
ago. Yeah.
Okay.
We go in, we're first in the audition lineup, where every other team was kind of paired together at the audition, so didn't know each
Oh,
other.
yeah, that's awful.
So we had an instant charismatic connection. We go in there and we kill the audition. We knew. We walked out. We're like, we're gonna get a call back for sure. We had, it was just great vibes, funny. We made them laugh. They call us and they go, "Hey, can you come back for a callback tomorrow?" And we were all busy. We're like, "Oh no, sorry, we can't make it. We can't do the callback." And they're like, "Okay, then you guys booked it." And we went and we did a Google Fiber commercial. It's a big company. So
Was that part
was
of the
incredible.
plan to joke that you're
No,
all busy?
No, it was just happened. We happened to be busy. And
Busy
it was
doing-
only, it was like a $2,000 commercial, which is good money, but it wasn't,
Great.
you know, it wasn't insane commercial money. So we were like,
You're like,
listen,
there's
we
not going
couldn't
to be
do it.
residuals for 10
No
years.
residuals. I think it was $1,000 if they renew it, which they did for 2 years. So we got end up getting like 4,000 from it overall.
Wow.
But yeah, so that was anyway. So Dan Madonia after that commercial,
Dan Madonia
Is
is
shooting.
one of my favorites.
nice
and
guy.
Very young when he
Mm-hmm.
started at the store. In fact, underage.
Really? I didn't know that.
He was 20, I believe.
I did not know that.
And he said that to me, and I was like, great, trying to get us in trouble. So he was good about it. He would stay, keep his distance to an extent. And then he turned 21, and then he became a door
All hell
guy.
broke loose.
But I mean, once he turned 21, it was like the gates open, and this fucking monster came running out of it. We did a gig in Arizona once, and we drove together. And we were opening for AJ Jamal, and
Who's that?
oh, how dare you? He's so funny.
I didn't mean to offend AJ. I'm sure he's great.
It's
I just don't know who
extremely
he is.
offensive to everyone. Okay,
Everyone?
I'm sorry. I
No
love
one
AJ
listening
Jamal.
knows who AJ Jamal is. I'm
well,
sorry.
Google it. All right, Google in your Google Docs commercial or whatever. Are we allowed to curse on this?
Yeah, you
I
can.
don't trust you, Ari. Like I'm gonna burst into flames
I've
if
been
I curse.
nothing but trustworthy.
I
trustworthy.
never felt trust with you. I felt a lot of things, and trust isn't on the list
Like
at all.
a lot of things implies that you felt like a tingle.
Yes,
Sexually.
it is kind of a tingle. It's like when you get nauseous and it's like rising up and it tingles.
Well,
and
I
then
never knew. I always
projectile.
thought you really liked me.
So Dan, so we drive all the way to Arizona. We're opening for AJ Jamal. Google it. He's hilarious. And
Black
then,
guy?
yes. And
Could tell by his name.
oh, good for you. Racism at its finest. So
It's not racist.
it's extremely racist. Like Ari, Jew, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
anti-Semitic.
No, it isn't.
I know another Ari, and he's not Jewish.
Ari Shafir is Jewish.
Not that one.
Oh.
Not everybody just knows Ari Shafir and all the Ari Jews.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
So, but the guy Ari that I know got kicked out of Judaism, so he's no longer a Jew.
oh, so he
Anyway,
was Jewish. Okay.
Once a Jew, always a Jew. It's like the
I
Marines.
was kicked out too. Yeah.
So, so we go to. So we're in separate rooms. We got our hotel rooms, and he goes. He calls me, and I said. He goes, "What?" He texts me or something like that. He goes, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. It was something on HBO, And I go, "You okay?" My motherly instincts. And I know he's young, whatever. So he goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he goes, "I'm watching HBO After Dark."
This 21-year-old Dan Madonia.
And I go, "What?" And he might have been 22 at this
Yeah.
point, maybe even 23. Who knows? I had known him
Young
for a
guy, though.
while.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I'm watching this. You should watch it. It's sexy." And then he goes, "What if we watch it together?"
Oh my.
I've never told
God.
anybody that story. And I go,
Dan Madonia tried to
he tried to get it in.
try to get it.
And Dan's a player. So he'll go for the captain of the cheerleaders. He doesn't care. He's going to go
You're calling
for
yourself the captain of the cheerleaders?
or the queen, whatever you want to say. but it's just like a hard one to get, if you
So
will.
did you watch
Of
together?
course. I let him in. I rubbed. No, I didn't let him in.
No?
I go, Dan, you know how funny that is? I'll never tell anybody, but this is the greatest thing that's ever. I got hit on by this 23-year-old, whatever he was. at
He's
the
thinking
time.
we're on the road together.
Oh, yeah.
We're both a little lonely.
And then the next day, he thought it was going to be awkward. I go, no, you picked the right person. I'll never let you live this down, but I will.
That's incredible. I heard he hooked up with Leslie Jones.
I wouldn't doubt it because I got to be honest, the kid's got a hell of a track record. Like, I love his wife, and he's married now, and he's in.
Yeah, this is in the
He's
past.
calmed down. This
was
is
single
years
Dan.
ago. This is single Dan.
Yeah.
Let loose in L.A. Boom, floodgates open, and he's a good-looking kid.
That's badass. I bet a lot of people wanted to hit on you too and didn't have the courage.
Oh no, a lot of people do hit on me, but that was ballsy for him. But it's nobody. I mean, he was an open micer. You gotta calm down. Like,
Is that unattractive quality to you? If an
No,
open micer,
no,
like
no,
what if
no.
a really hot open micer hit on you? You'd still be down.
of course, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm practically an open micer. I don't
No,
know
you're
shit.
not.
You
You're
know
a
what I mean?
national
Like,
touring headliner.
but yeah, that's a great line to say. I'm a nationally touring headliner.
Listen, you're probably getting, below the national touring headliner rate. You're probably getting
100%.
about 50%. They're probably like, listen, we'll let you headline, but we'll pay you half of what we pay all the other headliners. But you're still headlining.
That's true. Hey, I'm still in there. I'm going last on the show.
Yeah. And you probably, they probably give you 20 minutes instead of the normal 45 to an hour. They're probably, you have to do 20.
Yeah, just do 20 because
Yeah.
we're not sure how long you can talk.
Yeah.
So
No, you're incredible.
Thank you,
I've seen,
Ari.
actually,
have we?
I keep getting diverted, but seeing you, the first time I ever saw you, I had seen you at the Comedy Store, obviously, when I was, because an open micer and just starting and watching. But the
Afraid
first
to
time,
hit on me?
afraid to hit on you. But the first time I ever saw you, like, fully do your thing, well, you weren't doing your thing, but Australia.
Oh shit!
We were in-
I was opening for Andrew.
You-
Were you at the show? That was Melbourne, or was it Sydney?
I think it was Sydney.
Okay, because we
Yeah.
went all over.
Yeah, it was
so
Sydney.
I remember it was close to the beginning.
I didn't know you at the time very well. Like, we knew each other a little bit. Hey, I'm Ari. Nice to meet you. But I was in there
you flew halfway around the world for
for a girl. For a girl. And I set up a little stand-up tour for myself at the time.
a tour.
Yeah. I mean, it was not like the tour you did. It was
I'm just-
doing bar shows and
Okay.
and no, they were actually
That's
great. They were
brave,
great
though,
shows. They
to
were
me.
great shows.
Yeah.
But it was, not a theater tour. It was a little
Yeah,
local
but still,
show
that's
tour.
like if you said to me, "Hey, let's go to Australia and let's set up a tour," I would have no fucking idea where to start.
Well, okay, here's how it all happened. At the time, I was doing that show. Did you ever do the show at Hooters on Hollywood Boulevard?
Yeah.
I was running that show. I was 6 months into comedy, running that show.
What is that called? Don't the guys? I remember Punky Johnson used to wear the shirt.
They
to the
took it
comedy
over
store.
after me. I did it back in the day in like 2012,
Oh, okay.
and it was called the Good Time Comedy Club at the time.
Okay.
A guy named Sean Kelly from San Diego started it, and I was helping out. So I do the show, and there happened to be this Australian comedian visiting town, and he was
Okay.
staying on my couch. And normally I wouldn't let a stranger stay on my couch, even another comedian. But a guy who had helped me out a lot, Sean Kelly, the guy who was giving me all the spots at that Hooters,
Right.
said, hey, he's a friend of mine. Can he stay on your couch? So I was like, for Sean, whatever. Ended up being a really cool guy. And he was staying on my couch. We're doing the show at Hooters. An Australian tourist comes to the show, and she is gorgeous. Stunning.
I
Stunning
saw
woman.
her.
Oh, you did?
You're
Yeah, that's
not
right.
wrong.
Yeah,
You're not
beautiful
wrong.
girl, right?
Yeah.
So I do my shitty 10 minutes. Don't even remember the set. Probably bombed. And she's leaving, and I turn to my friend. I'm like, man, I would love to talk to her, but I was too scared to say anything to her.
Yeah.
And he runs down and says, hey, my friend thinks you're cute. And she comes back up, and we talk. And I took her to a Dodgers game the next day, and we made out. And I was
that's your
infatuated with
thing.
her.
That's your move. I like it.
Making
put him
out?
put him in an uncomfortable situation and then just start making out.
What's uncomfortable about a Dodgers game?
It's terrifying to a newbie. They don't know. It's an American sport, right? They don't play baseball
Okay.
in Australia, I don't think.
You're right.
Actually, they do.
I didn't make out with her at the Dodgers game. I brought her back to my place, locked her in my room.
Like a person. Okay.
Locked her in my at the time it was a studio apartment with my mattress on the floor. It was kind of like your apartment.
So hot. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Still,
I've been
to
in your
this
apartment
minute.
actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
For what?
When I dropped the Lex off. We'll go back to that.
Oh my God, I want to know.
No, nothing happened. Nothing happened. So
I'm so
long story
excited.
short, I flew to Australia to see this girl, but in my head I wanted her not to think that I was going for her fully.
Mm-hmm.
So I set up the tour because that Australian comedian was staying on my couch. He set it all up for me. He got me on all these shows.
Okay.
And so I told her, hey, I'm coming out to do all these shows. Would love to see you when I'm out there. So and then even though I barely knew you, I was like, well, we know each other enough. I'm going to hit her up and see if I can go to her show.
You know what was funny? I remember I was talking to the guy who set the tour up. Great guy. And he goes, I go, hey.
I worked with him with Theo afterwards.
Oh,
the guy
really?
with long hair.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't think of his name. I
pull
just
it up.
remember him literally going, I have to go because I have there's a brown snake in the house again, and I'm like, that's not a thing. Like, you got to move. What the fuck are you people doing here? Like, I know the English sent you here for punishment, but you're big boys now.
Simon was
Yeah.
his name. Yeah.
So he goes, Oh no, that's a different guy. We
Oh.
did he's Simon's chancellor. Or something
Yeah.
last night. Yeah. So we did a different thing
Oh,
with
got
him.
it.
But
Okay.
yes, there was another guy who was in charge of every single thing, like getting us from city to city in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in. I said to the guy, I go, hey, I have to put somebody on the list, and Andrew goes, we're in Australia. Who the fuck are you putting on the list? And I go, well, actually, I have to put 2 people on the list. And he's like, who the fuck do you know? We're halfway around the world. We've never been here before. I go, well, you know, my friend Ryan O'Neill, he's like, the writer, like, because he always calls them the writers. O'Neill, Danish and O'Neill.
Yeah.
He never calls them comics. He always calls them the writers.
So funny.
So I go, yeah. I go, his sister lives here. So his sister and her husband came. So I had to put them on the list.
Got
and
it.
then I had to put you on.
On the same show. So yeah, I got 2 more.
I was like, oh my God. They were like, what are you doing? Like, I said 2 people, but I meant like a +1. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I just give 2 names and then a +1.
Right.
So he was so mad at me. Who the fuck do you
I did not know
I'm
I
not
caused you that
meeting
much
anybody
grief.
back here. I was like, I'm not making anybody come back. I'm just.
Oh, good thing I didn't ask for that.
But wait, this is why I remember it, because for some reason I thought it was Melbourne, but maybe I did put, I forget where O'Neill's sister lives.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, she's either Sydney or Melbourne. But I remember needing to put 2 people on the guest list and getting yelled at. But were you at the show where I'm on stage, I'm talking shit, I'm a nervous wreck?
Why
I think
were you
it was
nervous?
one of the first shows.
Why were you, just because first show's in
First show,
Australia. Okay. Got it.
All I'm thinking of the English. Nobody likes the English. You know, like in my head, I'm like panicked. Are they still under the English rule? I don't know. I'm just not educated enough. Only remember getting kicked out. You know, we're Irish. We got sent the other way.
From my perspective, you were not nervous at all.
Well, okay.
Okay.
So I go out and I'm like, my jokes aren't going to work. They're not going to understand me. They're whatever. And I'm doing my thing and it's going well. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then I think I hit one American reference that they got. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, they get the references.
Oh, they
there.
like us. Okay, they're not like anti-us. So you never know who's whatever. So then I was on stage, I'm doing my thing, and this black guy comes walking from the back. A big guy, by the way. And he comes walking right down the thing, and I'm watching him, and I'm American. I'm like, somebody's rushing the stage kind of a thing, and nobody's doing anything. No security, nothing. So I like square up. I'm like, I gotta brace myself. If this motherfucker comes on the stage, I'm gonna hit him. I don't know. Is this an Aborigine going wild? I don't know.
I'm glad you said
Like
that
in
word
my
right.
head, but I was like, the fuck, I've been reading up, and he comes up, he goes, yo, I'm from West Philly, yo.
I was not
And
at
I
that
go,
show.
oh my God.
I was not at that.
And then I was like, what's up, man? And I go, your confidence. I go, if this was Philly, you would have been tackled. You know that. And he started laughing. He's a DJ out there. We're still friends on Instagram.
That's crazy that he walked up during your set.
Nobody
what a
said a
maniac.
word.
And they just let him.
like, there was no, like,
They're just polite. They assumed,
security,
he belongs here.
Bobby or whatever. They're
There's
like,
like
oh,
3
he's
black
black.
people
Just
in
let
Australia.
him do.
Yeah. At a Dice Clay, probably the only one at a Dice show.
He didn't do it to Dice. He did it to me,
Yeah, of
which
course
is
he
weird.
did too. Yeah.
Probably if he did it to Dice, somebody would have moved. Like, been
Or
like,
Dice
hey,
would have kicked him or thrown a microphone at him or something.
get him out of here.
Yeah.
But on that tour, Dice was getting really high. Like, he doesn't get high too much, but he was stressed out a lot. So he would do, like, he'll do an edible a little bit here and there. But on that tour, he was smoking a lot because they took his cigarettes away. He flipped out.
I remember that. Yeah, they took the cigarettes
We were on the
away.
black market looking for cigarettes, motherfuckers.
They had them there, right? They were just super expensive and had like
No,
giant
you
labels
had
on
to
'em?
go underground. They're like illegal.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
It's like
Yeah, it's hard.
crazy. For a carton of cigarettes, he paid $200.
And Dice without cigarettes.
Not
There
good.
isn't Dice.
It's
I don't know
not
who
good.
that is.
He doesn't smoke anymore. He quit for a long time, but
really?
he still holds cigarettes. But at that time, he had gone back to
Wait,
smoking
now he
cigarettes.
holds a fake cigarette on stage?
Not fake, a real cigarette.
But does he light it?
no, he just chews it.
That's insane.
It's habitual.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It is dumb, but I'd rather him not smoke Because
No,
when he
I mean,
smokes, he's a fucking chimney.
Good for him for stop smoking, but also, okay, just ditch the cigarettes then. You don't need them on stage.
No,
People still like them.
It's almost part of a uniform.
It is, but
So for
uniforms
him,
adapt.
You're right, but it is weird. And when he first, like he quit for a long time, then he went back to it. That's when we were in Australia right before.
Yeah, he was definitely smoking.
Yeah, chain smoking. We
Yeah.
got kicked out of like 50 hotels. I'm not kidding. It was so
Like
bad.
literally had to move rooms in
Yes,
hotels.
they were so mad at us.
You're the only one that could put up with that stuff.
That tour really.
You have thick skin.
I was like, you know what? I'm in Brisbane somewhere, and I may just jump in this river or whatever this is. I don't even know. I was stressed. I was almost going to start. I'm not going to do weed. I'll smoke.
You don't smoke weed ever?
I've never smoked pot.
Not once in your whole life?
Never once.
That was not the show I was at. The show
Okay,
I was
you were
at,
in Sydney.
I cannot imagine. I know that Dice has crazy fans, but this could not have been a normal show. It was absolutely insane.
I think you're right. I
You
know
went up on
exactly which
stage
one you're talking about
And
now.
immediately, I don't even think you started a joke. Someone was like, "Show us your tits, whore."
Oh, it's a constant.
And it was the whole. I don't think
That
you
happens
did.
everywhere.
And I could see it happening everywhere, but this was crazy, Eleanor. This was. I don't think you
Well,
ever
you're
went
in the
into
audience,
your set.
so you.
And I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And a new comedian.
And so
I
you're
was
feeling
I was
everything.
terrified for you. I mean, you handled it like you had done it 1,000 times, and you were a
Because I
complete
had
pro.
to.
But it was. They didn't give you a chance
No,
for
they
a
won't.
second. And the whole set, and you were killing, like, because you were so quick with comebacks, people loved it. Like, you were doing great. But they wouldn't, even after you killed and were shutting people down,
They were still going
That
at it.
was like almost making them do it more.
Because in their minds, that's part of the shtick. And like people will be like, oh, it's because you're a girl. I'm like, yeah, that is a part of it. But they did it to probably every person that
Right.
opens for Dice.
I agree. It would
Every
be anybody.
person.
It
There was-
probably more with you, but every person would get it. Yeah.
There's a great story, the great Lenny Clark. And say you don't know Lenny, and I'm just leaving.
I know Lenny Clark.
Okay, thank
I mean,
God.
not personally.
So-
but
So Lenny Clark, I know he's an older comic, whatever,
Mm.
but he's done a million things. So Lenny, years ago, Andrew was obsessed with him. Upset. Like, this guy's the funniest guy. Wanted him to go on the road with him. So he took him on the road, and Andrew's doing arenas at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was tradition to boo and fuck with the opening act.
of his shows,
Any
not
any
normal.
Dice show.
Yeah, Dice shows,
So so Lenny Clark goes out, and they won't let him say shit. They're boo, fuck boo, and they're rabid. They're like, and so Lenny was trying to do his jokes, and after a while, he took, because this had happened to him before. He took his shoe off, he took his sock off, and he started just clipping his toenails. And he goes, "I'm just gonna stay up here until my time's done, because I know you want Dice, but I got shit to do."
So he was pretty
So he
badass about it.
multitasked. But he just took it. He was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm getting raped. Fuck it. Just like that.
That's a pretty baller way to take it, because when I was watching you up there, I think I would have cried if it were me, especially at that time. Like, now I'd be a little more prepared, but at that time I was like, holy shit, this
Yeah.
is insane.
It's happened twice where I couldn't control it.
I don't think you could control it that night. I mean, you did. Like, you were handling it. You did not appear shook from this at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
you
they
did
weren't
not go into your
booing.
set.
No,
Yeah.
you can't sometimes with
Yeah.
the Dice show. People
Yeah.
are like, why do you do crowd work? I'm like, because I've been opening for Dice.
Yeah, no, you couldn't go into your set because they would just, after every sentence you say, someone would be like, "Whore, bring a Dice out, show us your tits," like all crazy shit. They didn't give you a chance for a second. It was insane.
That's
And-
so funny. Because I remember a few people. I remember, and I think this was Melbourne too, where I had learned what they don't like. And so the Lebanese, they have issues with the Lebanese. So was that the show you were at?
I don't think
know.
so.
So there
Yeah.
was, I said, calm down, Lebo.
Oh, God.
And the fucking crowd went crazy. They literally gave me a standing ovation. And I was like, oh my God, how much hate do you fuckers have in your heart?
I had a newfound respect for you after that show. And then I saw you the show ended, and I just came up to say hi to you. And in my head, I thought you were going to be like, "That was crazy, huh?" But you were just like, "Hey, good to see you." Like, it didn't, they were like, "Another show?" You're like, "Yep,
That's
another night."
A lesson I learned from Dom Herrera.
What?
Another old person.
What lesson from him?
After a show, even if you feel the shittiest, even if you think it went the worst.
It didn't go the worst, by the way. I don't know if I painted that picture, but yeah.
No, that's okay. But
Yeah.
you know, as a comic, you get off stage and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to Google how to take my life. Like
Yeah.
it's you have the pills
Horrible
in your
set,
pocket.
yeah.
You're like, I'm ready. Tonight's the night. And you walk and Don would say, no matter how bad you feel, they don't know. They don't know how you feel. So whatever you project at the end is what they leave with, you know. So if you're saying good night, if people say, hey, great show, you don't go, well, you know, I didn't do. You could say that to a comic,
Right.
but never a comic.
You just go, thank you so much. A lot of fun.
So what I'm saying is I didn't see you as a comic. I'm just kidding.
You probably
I just
didn't.
saw you as a comic.
I barely knew you.
Who
You probably
bothered me
didn't.
for tickets
Yeah.
halfway across the fucking world so you could get some pussy because you
worked.
couldn't get any in the States.
Oh, it worked. Thank you very
Now,
much.
what happened to that chick?
So I was in love with her, and we would video chat.
Do you fall in love easy?
I did less now, but yeah, I do. I'm a
Okay.
love addict.
You should have went into the service. They fall in love.
Oh
all the
yeah,
time.
I almost did. That's a whole nother story. But we video chatted for about 6 months every night till 5 a.m. at my time
Okay.
because I would just didn't want to make her stay up late, so I would anyway. And then
Yeah,
one,
the time difference is a bitch.
yeah, time
isn't it?
difference is crazy. So we would always talk about her coming back here or moving here for me, things like that. And then one day, I think she had a epiphany. I'm not moving to the United States for a guy I don't know. Like, this is crazy.
Was she Jewish?
No.
Oh, then she
but
definitely was going to stay there.
People,
I'm going to.
girls like Jews. They think we're rich for some reason.
Oh, sure. Well, I sleep with a lot of Jews.
Yeah, you were married to one.
I never got married.
Or engaged
but I
to one.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do a joke where I say I've been dating so many Jews, people think my apartment's the Simon Wiesenthal Center.
That's anti-Semitic.
That is extremely anti-Semitic.
Yeah, not cool, dude. Not cool. So anyway, she had an epiphany and she's like, what are we doing? And I'm like, but I love you. And then we broke up. She broke up with me. And that was that.
Do you still talk to her? Like,
No, not at all. And I went back to Australia with Theo a few years later.
yeah.
And I looked her up thinking maybe she had a new boyfriend.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you tell Theo what you did?
Yeah.
And did he shit on you properly?
I mean, shit on me. All I did was search for love.
Across the country, you live in Hollywood.
I did a bunch of great shows. It was fun. I got to see you. I had an amazing time.
And
No
you got
regrets.
I can't believe you did the bar shows. Like if
Yeah.
you said, "Hey, let's go to Ohio and set up bar shows," I'd still not know what the fuck to do. Like,
Well, I
I'm
had
the
that
worst at
Australian
that.
comic staying with me, so he did it all for me.
Oh, okay.
I had a guy set it all
Okay.
up for me. But also, I remember at the time, Tony Hinchcliffe shat on me for it. He was like, "What are you doing? That's fucking stupid." But then he married an Australian
Oh,
chick
yeah, that's
like
right.
a year ago, and now they're already
Yeah,
divorced.
but she moved here for
yeah,
him.
for him. And he flew out there for her. Like he did the exact same thing I did.
He was touring and he.
Yeah. It was
found-
the exact same
He
situation.
found
So I'm
a
like,
little girl that was in
and
The Orphan.
I didn't rub it in his face, but I could have
Yeah.
because he made fun of me, and then he did it times 10.
By the way, you should be calling him every day, reminding him what he did. That's where you're lacking as a.
I'm a nice guy. I'm a nicer guy
No,
than him.
don't. Tony.
He doesn't deserve it. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
and
he's an asshole.
and Tony can be an asshole. I love him.
I love him too.
But he will stay on something and pick on you for years and years. So always.
If
do
he
it.
ever makes fun of like my clothing again, I'll be like, "Hey, didn't you marry an Australian girl
who
for
looks
6
like
months?"
the little girl in The Orphan. That's what he did.
She was cute. She was cute.
But I was like, Tony, is she legal? What the fuck? She looks 10. You know, like Esther Pavitsky.
Tony
has
also
that.
looks young,
True, like a young robot. But yes, but
like a young
gay robot is what they always call
retarded
it.
gay robot.
Yeah, there you go. I remember Tommy always used to say he was
Malnourished.
gay. Well, he's gay. I was like, what does that have to do with his stand-up? Like, even if he's sucking dick all day long, why does that have to? Who cares?
Tommy cared about that kind of stuff.
He really did. He would
Yeah.
get into it.
Skin
Well,
color, homosexuality.
Ari Shafir is gay. What? Have you seen his asshole? No. Have you? Like, it would just. We were like, why would you bring this
I
up?
had maybe 2 conversations with Tommy ever because I was brand new and I didn't want
Oh,
to play
yeah, he
that
would have
game where I
hated
like
you, yeah.
no the 2 he liked me, but people would wait outside he would stay at the cover booth.
Sure.
Now we know he was stealing money, but at the time I just thought he was working the cover booth. And he was at the cover booth on
Somebody
Monday
actually
nights.
stealing from the store gets to stay there for, I don't know, 10 years,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, I get fired
The
for
only
it.
person actually stealing.
Oh, I could
All
take
the years I've been
Dude.
there, I've seen a lot of shit. This guy's actually fucking stealing, and he stays there for 10 years.
The only and to go one further, all the door guys got in trouble this year for like charging too much for the VIP cover booth.
They did go out of control.
And
then
I was the only one there again. I didn't get in trouble, but I was the only door guy who didn't do that because I always had money outside of the comedy store, so I never needed the comedy store money. That was always just like, I just want to be a paid regular. That's it.
the door guys, not to out them, but like, whatever.
They
they're-
already got.
They've already
caught.
been out.
Yeah.
Their scam that they were doing was a little greedy.
It was, yeah.
And it got, you always have to remember to not bite the hand that feeds you. And when you fuck with the wait staff, they will turn on you.
Well, they never
an
fucked with.
instant.
I will
That's how
defend the
it-
door guys. They never fucked with the wait staff.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
That's how it got broken out.
The wait staff ratted them out.
Correct.
But they never
Why?
fucked with the wait staff.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't. I'll tell you what happened. You might have heard from wait staff, and you're biased because you used to be wait staff.
I'm for
The wait
both.
staff is in the wrong, and everyone's in the wrong because the door guys shouldn't have been
They're
charging
both
that
in
much.
the wrong. Absolutely.
The door guys should not
100%.
have been
'Cause I
been
don't
going
agree.
crazy, and I was not part of that. But I mean, I was part of it in the sense
don't
that
agree with
I
rats.
would work there while they do it. They were rats.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. So, I mean, this is so inside
I mean,
baseball.
it's just but it
This
is
is-
inside baseball. But he is a therapist. It's unlicensed,
Yeah.
and this is perfect for it.
Okay, so the people who don't know, there's door guys at the comedy store, and how they make extra money because they get paid minimum wage is they could sell a VIP booth for $40.
Which, by the way, is 1,000,000 times more money than what the old school door guys used to get.
People
paid.
say that it's still shit.
It's
money.
$25 a shift. That's what they got. They
Yes,
got
but back
$25
then
a
rent was
shift.
$25 a month.
No, that's not true.
I know, but I'm
See?
exaggerating. But it's times are different now.
These guys were all living in their car. Most of them were living in just the parking lot of the Comedy Store,
Mm-hmm.
in the Comedy Store van. One of them got chased out by a ghost, a black guy who was like,
Do you believe in ghosts?
no.
Oh, okay, good.
But I mean, I believe in. I don't know what I believe in, but
Uh-huh.
I have felt weird shit at the Comedy Store.
Mm-hmm.
But he went running out, telling people about some guy in a suit. I'm like, hey, Thomas, you owe
He
bills.
was on
You owe
acid.
money to somebody. They're looking. They know where you live.
He was popping acid. That's all that was. That's 100. So, anyways, what happened was the door guys were starting to ask for so much money for these cover booths. Like,
Yeah, it got high.
it got, I won't even say the number, but it was
No.
more than $40.
Yeah.
They were making more than $40 a booth.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where when a waitress found out, the only way to not make here's what really happened. The waitresses thought that it was taken away from their tip money, but it wasn't.
It 100% does.
It doesn't.
It does.
Because the only people who were buying these booths were ballers. They would probably tip more. They'd probably tip on the
You're
the booth
wrong.
money. I think
They
I'm right.
No, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because they assume they tip for the night. The tip is to ensure proper service. That's what it stands for. So the proper service, they already tipped for.
But we didn't call it a tip
Meaning-
to them. We said this is how much the VIP booth seats are. I disagree, but let's even go past that. I disagree. I think we're not going to agree to we're just going to have to agree to
So
disagree
they
on
just
that.
charged them for. So
Yes.
Okay. So now the person paid for a babysitter, parking.
Yes, they paid a lot of
cover
money.
booth.
The only people who did this were ballers.
I hear what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
but again, a baller is when they pay that extra, they just assume
I don't agree,
it's for
but even past that,
a round service.
I personally don't
I know
agree.
you're a therapist, but you're full of shit.
They tipped swimmingly to these waitresses. What happened was the waitresses found out how much money some of these door guys were making,
And they demanded a percentage.
and they got jealous. So now all of a sudden, here's where things get tricky. Now it's not just the door guys splitting the tip money. Now they're tipping out the cover booth chick and some of the waitresses that are causing problems.
because everybody's in on a scheme.
You're right.
And
So
that's
now it's a scheme.
That's what you don't know.
so now it's a scheme. No, I do understand.
So you have
yeah.
to pay everybody.
Yeah. So now
and it's endless.
So now they're paying off all these people. And then what happened was that fucking rat fuck.
I know you don't.
I
say
won't say his name, but one of the guys said, "Hey, I want to be bought into this," and I won't say the door guy's name either. But the door guy was like, "No," and he's like, "Then I'm going to tell the manager," and that isn't. I could see where he was headed. If someone told that to me, I would be like, "Then I'll fucking punch you in the face," which is basically.
I would never rat, but I'd handle it other ways.
So he ratted.
Yeah,
and
I would have
then-
handled it. I would definitely handle it differently
and
than
it all
that
came
person.
crashing down.
But yeah.
But yeah, it never bothered me because these door guys were making tons of money. I would give away those shifts because I didn't want to be involved. If I had a main room shift, I'd be like, who wants it? I don't want it. Another week sponsored by Magic Mind. We got them back. We got bottles back. We are on our second 15-pack. And guess what? I'm not lying. There are 3 left. They keep getting drinking. Now, not just by me, but by my business partner, Abby Roberge, who you can see on a former episode. My younger brother, Milan, comes in and drinks these. Everyone who has these, no joke, I'm not saying this because they're sponsoring me. Everyone who has a Magic Mind has another Magic Mind. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They don't even taste that good. They taste healthier than they taste good, but you know when you're drinking it that it's good because it has matcha, adaptogens, nootropics to keep you focused. They have honey to make it taste a little better. The matcha gives you energy. It is a big stress reliever. What can I tell you about these? First off, if you want them, if I already sold you on them, go to magicmind.co and use coupon code ARI, A-R-I. I will say, when I have one of these to start off my day, the whole day is better. I have more energy. I am less stressed. I can be functional. I don't drink coffee. So for me, the only thing I could compare it to is what I imagine people who drink a lot of coffee feel like when they compare their life with or without coffee, because I'm getting hooked on these things. So again, if you want to try Magic Mind, which I recommend you do, go to magicmind.co and use coupon code ARI. That's A-R-I. It's healthy. It's good for you. It's a lot better for you than coffee or a Red Bull or an energy drink. So I'd recommend giving it a shot to see if you could get your body into a better place and get through the day. magicmind.co, coupon code ARI.
Let's get back to why were you in my apartment?
Okay, so Dan Bedonia is shooting a special.
Is my niece going to press charges? Go ahead.
Dan Bedonia is shooting a special in the desert.
Okay.
And I said I would help because they know that I'm good with cameras and shit. It was
Avi.
what's his name was shooting.
I feel like
it.
we're shooting a porn.
Yeah, we're shooting. And Alexa
I
had
haven't
just
gotten
moved.
wet yet.
You're wet this whole time. Take it back. You want me.
This chair's not coming off.
So Alexa had just moved to LA.
Yes.
I don't know her at all. But she wants to, just get involved, meet people.
PA. She was looking for...
Yeah, I mean, and this wasn't a real PA gig. It was, Dan Bedonia shooting a special in the desert
Right.
for PA gig. But, I get it. She had just moved to LA. Something's better than nothing. So she moved, and Andrew Themelis said...
Oh, I love.
He said, hey, can you come out and can you bring Eleanor's niece out there with you? Can you guys carpool? Because she didn't have a car. And I'm like, sure, absolutely. And I have no expectation. I wasn't at this point thinking anything.
Okay.
I brought her, so I pick her up. And, of course, in my head was like, oh, she's really cute. Wow. But I kept it super.
My kid doesn't get in a car and somebody goes, oh, she's cute. My kid gets in a car and they go, oh, shit, I can't breathe. That's how hot my niece is.
Okay, I was underplaying it. Yeah, she was very hot, and I was nervous. But when I'm nervous, I felt like I was being charming and funny, and I was making her laugh. But I wasn't hitting on her.
It's hard to make Alexa laugh, but yeah.
She was laughing.
Okay.
I'll stand by that. But I was kept.
That's nervous energy, but
it was nervous
it's
energy.
Okay. It's
it
okay.
could have been.
I'll
but
give it to
no,
you.
she was. She
it's
thought
like a
it was
baby
funny.
when they smile. They're like,
she
I'm
thought
killing.
it was funny, and proof. There's proof later. So, I was, and just so you know, I respect you a lot, and fear you a little bit. So I was keeping it very professional.
Okay.
I did not hit on her in any way. I was just being nice and being her friend, even though I did think she was super hot. Okay. And so then we get to the gig, and it was even more of a disaster than it sounded like. He thought there was going to be an audience there. I think 3 people showed up to watch the show.
Yeah.
And the production wasn't good. Just nothing about it.
And
is
Dan's
the way.
doing an hour.
And Dan is headlining, doing an hour when
I
he doesn't headline.
I didn't mean to make you laugh, but I like that. Okay.
Yes.
So
it
you
was
felt
all
it.
these
you
things.
understand what I'm saying.
Yes, it was all these things. It was in the desert. The production wasn't that good. They were using generators that you could hear. I'm thinking there was no audience. They're literally, so at that point they're just like, okay, well let's shoot it and see what we could. We're here. Let's shoot it, right?
Okay.
So I get it, and so Alexa and I are just kind of laughing at how crazy the situation is, and we're goofing around. Oh, by the way, before I knew I was picking up Alexa, because I was told to pick her up on the way there. I thought it was gonna be me, Dan, Andrew, and a few people. I didn't know. I didn't bring a toothbrush. I didn't bring deodorant. Like, I just didn't care. It was a night.
Nomad.
It was
All right.
it was a camping trip for one night with dudes. So I was just
Right.
like, did not expect. I was like, why would I bring a toothbrush or deodorant? I don't care. I'm 20 years old. I didn't give a shit. So now I have this cute girl in the car. It's
You're just
still.
like-
yeah. I was thinking that.
That's terrifying.
So still, we're at the campgrounds, and I'm still being super just friends, right? I didn't want to cross any lines, make her uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'm still like, to this day, I'm not an aggressive guy at all when it comes to women.
Right.
Like, I only want to do things if they want me. I'm never like, rubbing their vagina and trying to get them in the mood. It's just like, do you want me or not?
That's why you have to fly around the world for it. But
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
got it.
So,
You just got to grab him by the pussy. Don't you listen?
yes.
Sorry.
So I'm not a grab him by the pussy kind of guy, even
Okay.
though I do support Donald Trump. He's our president.
Not right now, but.
Yeah. No, well,
He still is.
He's still my
okay,
president.
like some people say Hillary. Oh, that's fun to play. I like this game.
Yeah, Trump's my president.
Good for you.
So-
Nobody pays attention
And
to
you're
presidents.
president, so I knew we'd bond on that. I know you're a big right wing.
I'm a huge Trumpy.
Yeah.
What was it called? Trumpet? Okay.
Yeah, all the above. So we're just drinking beer, campfire, and because Alexa and I had kind of just hung out all day doing shit, we were friendlier than there was little cliques at a campfire. Me and her were a friendly clique because we'd been hanging out all day.
Okay. Clicky click.
But in my head, just friends. So then she's like, hey, I'm going to go to bed. Do you want to come? Yeah. Do you want to come with me? So now I'm like, oh. I didn't know the whole time. I thought it was friend zone
Okay.
until that moment when she invited me to her tent. So I'm like, absolutely. So I put the beer down, get in the tent. But in my head, I'm so insecure about no deodorant and not brushing my teeth. It's like all I could think about. So I kiss her a little bit, but I'm like, yeah, sorry, I didn't bring a toothbrush, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I have toothpaste you could borrow. And then I brushed it with my finger, but it wasn't, I knew
That's a good kid.
I just
isn't
was
she?
not-
Here, clean yourself up.
I just
fuck
was
nut.
not feeling confident at all. I'm not saying this is the reason. This is the reason I've attributed it to. She probably didn't like me for 1,000 reasons.
Oh,
but-
there's one main one, but go ahead.
Maybe. So anyway, we fell asleep. Nothing really happened. We kissed a little bit. And then I dropped her off at your apartment. And I think I helped her carry stuff inside. That's why I was in your apartment.
Oh, okay.
I think I gave her one final kiss goodbye. And she awkwardly accepted it because I think it was just awkwardness.
And where was I?
You were, I think, on the road or out
Oh,
of town,
okay.
something. You were gone. You were not at the home.
Just ignoring everything in LA.
Yeah, I think you were on the road, but I'm not
Okay.
sure. And got her number. And in my head, I was like, oh, this is the hottest girl ever. Like, I'm going to invite Eleanor's niece on a date. I'm gonna call.
Just never call her Alexa. Always call her Eleanor's niece.
I basically do. And then I hit her up 2 times, and she ignored me. Just cold ignored me both
Yeah.
times.
You know what she was doing is testing the water before she really dove into her true love,
Muff.
which is pussy, 100%. No, she is gay. Yeah, that's what people. When you said she's a half gay, I'm like, no, she's not.
Well-
She's always been gay, but I think,
Don't you think
and I don't
there's-
want to speak for her,
Right.
But I will say, if I kissed you in a tent, I would eat pussy immediately. No, I'm just kidding. No, but she was dealing with it. You know, the coming out. It took her a long time to come out, honestly, and so she would date girls and guys to try to
See what she liked.
yeah, it's kind of what I like about young people. Like, fucking try everything. It's a buffet.
Don't
for
lump all
kids.
young people in that category. I've never
Oh.
dated a dude
Look,
to try
see,
it out.
That's your society getting into your head and saying you can't give a blowjob, Ari.
Or
It
maybe I just know what
puts-
I like. Maybe I'm not confused.
Okay, but
And
some people
I
are.
also, like Alexa, like pussy.
But some people are.
Yeah.
So they test the waters. Like, am I going to displease my family by telling them I'm gay? You know what I mean?
Right. No,
So
totally.
you're a
Yeah,
people
there's
pleaser.
pressure,
So
Philadelphia, all the things.
Sure.
Your family,
A
Catholic
lot.
family, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing in a way to come out of the closet.
But she
Yeah.
was like, nobody knew I was gay. I'm like, oh, bitch.
We suspected.
Hell yeah. And I mean, I immediately blamed you, but I took it back. No, I was like, yeah, let's have a finger party. Who cares? Like, I don't.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I think she is gay. I'm not trying to take her gayness
She's
away from her.
engaged to a woman.
I'm not trying to take that
Like,
away from her.
They're living
But
together.
there's a lot of people that
if
can
you
go
saw them
both
together,
ways.
you'd be like, oh my God, that's beautiful. They're amazing.
It is. I don't want to steal her away from her fiance.
Right.
It's not
'Cause
my plan.
One, because Melissa will fuck you up.
I'm not scared of Melissa, but I don't want to.
you better be.
Melissa can have her. They're good. I've moved. You know what? It took me a long time, but I've
moved on.
I've moved on from Alexa.
Okay.
It
Alexa,
took me a few years.
if you're listening, he moved on.
I finally moved on last week, and it feels
A little
good.
tear came down her
But
eye
all I'm
right
saying,
now.
there's also people, and I don't. You know Alexa better than me, so maybe I'm wrong. But there's also people that are gay, but also still like guys. So isn't there a chance that, like, God forbid, her and her
Gay
wife break
is,
up?
like-
She might find a nice guy and love him next.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So she could be bi.
Yeah.
But I think that she said bye-bye to bi. And
And
she
went full on.
was giving it a shot to please her family.
Yeah.
I think. To please her surroundings, whatever.
But then why invite me to her tent?
Because
There was no pressure there to please anyone.
No, but
Yeah.
she's like, I gotta fucking figure this out. I'm in the middle of nowhere with this fucking idiot. Let me see. Oh, he didn't bring a fucking toothbrush. What a cocksucker. All right.
I
fuck.
felt
I am going
one of the
back
biggest
to
mistakes in my
pussy.
life. Not having a toothbrush that night.
No, but that is weird. Just in general, like I have a toothbrush in my bag, but that's because I'm like psychotic. I'm OCD a little
Yeah.
bit. Like in this bag is uncomfortable. It's like a Mary Poppins bag. All kinds of things will come out of it. But like the other night at a show, this kid came up and he was like, oh my God, you were so funny. And he went to pull off his mask and it broke. And while he was talking to me, I was like, oh, thank you. And then I pulled out a new mask. And he goes, what is that bag?
So you're just a mom.
I think so.
Yeah.
But a mom who doesn't carry to full term.
A mom who doesn't have kids of her own.
Right. Because I
Chicken.
don't, yeah.
No, because that's a big responsibility. I don't
No,
want that. I don't want kids.
I could give
I don't
him a
even want a
mask
dog. Mm-hmm.
and never think about him again. You know, I don't got to worry if he made it through
Maybe
the night.
invite him home with you.
Invite him to my tent
Yeah. invite him to your tent.
and show him that I can pitch a tent and then really scare the fuck out of him.
Do you have a large
penis.
clitoris?
Oh.
Yeah, penis. Do you have a joke about that?
Yes, I do.
Big labia, right?
I
Big
joke and
labia
say I have a
lips?
4-inch clitoris.
4-inch clitoris, yeah.
That's, but I roll it in like a fruit roll up. It's uncomfortable for people. It's why I
It
tour
sounds
with
unique.
Dice. When I tour with Dice, like that's what I'm saying. Like when I go out, they're like, "Oh, this is a sacrifice," you know. So,
Why did you and Rick stop doing the Comedy Store podcast?
I think by force this last pandemic, because they shut down, and we were gonna do it. Or at least I was going to do it. You know how it is.
Yeah, yes.
We all love Rick. He's busy. He's a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
No, he's a stay-at-home
Yeah,
dad. That's
yeah.
different.
Uh-huh.
So he only works at nights, right? And it's usually for money,
Right.
or his Israeli Jewish wife takes his
Is his wife Israeli and Jewish?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Gross.
What? She's amazing.
No, I'm
okay.
sure she's lovely. I just
Corinne's
think
amazing.
Jewish people
but
are a little
she's
gross.
tough. She's smart. She makes good money, and she married a comic. So
Yeah.
she has to hit him a few times, like normal. And like I'd love somebody to hit me more, you know.
I'll hit you.
Not because that's the only way I can come, but that didn't even connect, Ari.
That was
You
a
were like,
sample.
"I'll hit you."
That was a warm up.
I'll hit you, and you hurt
I can
your
go harder.
thumb. You didn't even hit your
Well,
palm.
I have sensitive bones.
Oh my God.
Soft. They're soft, like a lady. They're nimble.
You would have been in the first train, right? It took a minute.
I'm gonna cut that clip by itself. Put that clip out of you doing
Hey,
that.
get me canceled.
Yeah, you're done.
No, I sleep with so many Jews. They know
You're right.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm just trying to make it in show business. Anyway, but wait. So Rick, he didn't love. We had fun doing the podcast, but when it becomes work, then it's not fun anymore.
True.
And it became work without money. So it was a pain in the ass getting guests for a while, and then we would
I felt like it was building to something.
Agreed.
Yeah.
100%. I'm behind you. I wanted to do it. I tried. I remember, okay, so the pandemic hits. We did Bobby Lee was our last one. We did a live one that, I'm terrible with the computer, with the promoting, things like that.
Right.
I'm not good at that. I have no idea how anything works. So they dropped the ball at the Comedy Store because they had just gotten rid of Brenton or whatever. Brenton quit.
Yeah, Brent quit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, because you don't get rid of Brenton. Brenton quit. And he was killing it. And the other girl that was doing it was just getting her groove.
Right.
So it was new to her. And she was trying to help us, and they didn't put it on the way. It was a whole thing.
Right.
Bottom line is, not a lot of people showed up for our live. And it was hilarious. It was amazing. It was fun.
Good.
It was Rick. It was myself, obviously. It was Danish and O'Neill. We had Bobby Lee for a little bit, fucking with people. I mean, it
Fun.
just got
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Tony Hinchcliffe came up for about 5 minutes, and then he was like, nope, out of my league. Nope. Not going to stay here. Bobby Lee left because he can't. You know how fucked up we are.
Yeah.
Right? So that's my crew. Like the Danish and O'Neill, Rick, we're all the real live misfits of comedy that just hate for no reason. I'm getting roasted most of the time, by the way. I mean, they're destroying me.
Yeah.
The nerve of me to even stay up there. So we had a great time. And then the very last one, Bobby came back because he goes, I don't want to stay up there for your shenanigans. He's so nervous. But that was the last one. And then the pandemic hit. And then we were like, oh, I guess we'll take a month off. Like we didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then we were like, well, this is weird. And Annie Letterman lives in my building.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I love Annie. Oh, I didn't want to give. Now you know where she lives. Oh my God, I'll have to tell her to move. So I love Annie, right? She's one of my favorites. And she's just a funny person and a fun. And so we were complaining, like bitching about the store not being open and the pandemic and the bullshit. And I said, yeah, and they won't let me do our podcast. Like they're saying we can't go in to do the podcast. And I'm thinking, if we sit in the fucking basement, just the two of us, we ain't spreading anything, whatever. And then we were coming up with internet, and Annie goes, the only thing open is the fucking internet, and the Comedy Store won't let you go on. So apparently they made a deal with somebody, the Comedy Store did, and we weren't allowed to do the podcast. Like that. This is what I was told.
Oh, so literally, there's no more Comedy Store podcast.
I don't think so.
So it's done.
It may come back. I don't know how. We were killing it. Even when Rick wouldn't show up, I'd have Annie as a guest co-host. I had Steve Simone as a guest co-host. I had, I try to keep like the store sickness in there, if you will, on top of a good guest. I had Holtzman as my co-host.
Why would a company say we don't want the Comedy Store podcast?
They signed a weird deal with the Comedy Store. And this other company, I can't think of the name of it.
Is it? I heard a rumor that was Starburns.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they signed. They got together with them, and I always forget the name because it never came to fruition. The pandemic hit.
Right.
So I didn't even think of it. Oh yeah, I did sign a paper, but I thought it was just because the Comedy Store made us either work with them. We couldn't work with ATC anymore. All things comedy.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
that. The idiot they hired
parted ways with them.
Fucked up that whole thing. So, and I say idiot, I'm saying it on a podcast because that was a dumb move. That was the dumbest thing.
Who was that? Michael Nathanson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a dumb move. I'm sorry. Like ATC.
I never knew him. He always
great.
kind of gave me weird vibes. I didn't know him at all, but it's so funny to me that he had a Comedy Store license plate and then got fired.
I don't understand people. I know the Comedy Store does things backwards. It always was like that. Mitzi did it like that. It's just because it's a weird thing, the Comedy Store. The fact that it's still around is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, Rick and I would talk on the podcast about the dead years.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm telling you dead, like we'd have to sit and wait for it to have 8 people so that we could do a show. And this is a giant building that she didn't own. And if she missed one payment, it was going, the bank would own it.
Right.
And there was weeks where she'd pay that and pay the comics and the staff, like you bitch about your little, we only got minimum wage. Yeah?
I'm not bitching,
Try
but it's
getting
not
your
good.
check and it bounces for 2 months. 2 months. Because this poor woman who was just trying to keep open the place that she loved, her health was declining, and she'd rather die alongside it than sell out in any way, shape, or form.
Badass.
That's a badass bitch right there. That's old school. And a lot of people call her a cunt, and yeah, that's right.
Didn't know her.
Call her whatever you want, because that's what they call women who do what they want. Like if I talk about my fruit roll-up.
I don't call women that. Not anymore.
You could say whatever you want. It don't bother me.
No, I don't call women that.
I was raised by bad bitches.
I just think they should be wined and dined and treated like little
And 69.
soft tulips.
Yeah, you just want to jizz in them, and you want nothing else to do with them after that.
I want to marry them and spend the rest of my life with them.
And what do you want to talk? What are they allowed to talk about while they're in this euphoria with you?
With me?
Yeah.
Well, they could talk about whatever they want, but
As
the
long
girl
as
that
it's
I'm
not-
gonna marry
Yeah.
doesn't fart, doesn't burp.
So she's not human. So it's a blow up doll.
She keeps them silent.
It's a blow up doll.
She swallows them.
So you want her to swallow
Tell you
on
what,
top of all this?
I don't fart and burp.
Okay.
So it's not even a
ever
sex.
in
It's
life?
not even a gender thing.
I mean,
keep
ever
them,
in life.
I keep them to myself. Is what I'm saying. If I'm with my significant other, I'm
Nobody
not going to be
wants-
like. "Bleh."
Nobody wants First of all, Alexa has probably the loudest burp I've ever heard in my life, and
Yeah.
we used to call her a little man when she was baby. She was a baby,
Right,
and
so-
she could shatter glass.
That's why we never worked out, Alexa and I.
I didn't even know how to do it because I was raised by a lady,
Yeah.
my mother,
See?
who was like, dude, that's not ladylike. Even though I was already tucking the fruit roll up in, I was playing padded football, I was a problem. And so I didn't know how to burp like that without throwing up. Like the same thing with the other part.
See, you were a lady through and through. You
So
couldn't
it was
even
in
if you
there.
tried.
It was slightly in there.
Yeah.
But nobody wants a girl who comes in the room and just fucking, like my brothers would do
Yes.
to me in my
But there's,
face.
There's this new generation of girls that do that shit.
Because they just want you to know, fuck you.
Yes.
So I'm for them.
okay.
I'm with them.
I am for them. Being
Even
the,
though I wouldn't do that. So what you have to marry is an elderly woman. I'm
Listen.
not proposing. I'm just letting you know.
you're making it seem like I'm a bigot. I would
100%.
I'm fine with
Most
a woman
men
being
are.
not me. I'm fine with a woman being the president of the United States. I would be fine with a woman making more money than me.
As long as her name was Trump. I get it.
Well, not now. Yeah, Trump's the president now, but down the road, I'm fine with it.
Does this podcast come out before time or just stand?
I'm totally fine with empowerment, women empowerment, women having equal rights to men, equal pay, all that
Okay.
shit.
Equal pay. I
But
like where you're
there
going.
could still be some things. I could still open a door for a woman. Do we have to go?
No,
Oh.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
it pop up on here,
Yeah.
so I was like, what did I do?
Yeah, but there could still be some things that separate men and women. I could still open a door and pay for dinner. They
Go
could
for it.
still, not burp and fart in my face. There's just certain things that I'm old school about. That's all.
Okay.
I'm not a bigot.
A
Yeah.
little bit you are, but yeah, you want an old school lady, and I get that. And there's still women out there like that, and God bless you, be whatever you want. Like I don't run up and fart in somebody's face because I'm probably gonna shit in your face. I'm Irish. That's just
Yeah.
how we do. We're not. So look for an Irish girl because we don't
Yeah,
have
I'm looking
good.
for an Irish girl.
We have pretty shitty intestines, if you will. So.
Oh, I hate Jewish girls.
Why did every Jewish guy I know says that? I would never date a Jew. I'm like,
They're
what are you
Japs.
doing?
They're spoiled
Do you hate your
princesses.
mothers that much?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
They-
awful.
They're just like every Jewish girl I've ever gone on a date with has been like,
My Alexa's
I wanna
not
own a
Jewish,
house.
and she's spoiled.
they talk about like what car and what house they want, like their plans for being a stay-at-home
Why
mom.
are you confusing smart with security with, I don't understand. You're calling her
I just don't want a girl where that's their priority. You know what I mean? Their priority is
To
having
have
a
a life?
Mercedes. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
She wants to look nice while she's driving around representing you.
Are you defending these women?
I am.
Okay.
I'll defend all women till the day I die. Because I'm stuck in this body, right? Like when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a boy. Big time. Like if you met me as a kid, you'd probably fear me even more.
Okay.
I've had my teeth knocked out. I've been in fight after fight. I'm a mental patient, but I wanted, for my 7th birthday, I wanted a sex change. And I asked my mom for it. And
You're ahead of your time.
100%.
Yeah.
If this was today and I said that, I'd be on hormones already. But
That'd be cool.
at 7, yeah. Thank God that didn't happen. Because it's like, whatever. I don't like being a girl because of the maintenance this shit takes.
Yeah, menstruation.
Ugh. Well, that's going away, but I'm excited about it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I pray for it. I wish it to
One
go.
day.
I will it to go
It'll
away.
crop up before you know it.
Thank God. I don't care. I live for those
That
days.
year of you going through it, though, you're going to be a real pain in the ass to be around.
Somebody said that. Yeah, my mom told me that.
Yeah,
that
you
real?
get you get moody and hormonal.
I'm already moody and hormones.
It's
Do
going
you
to
know
be
what
times
it's like
10.
for this?
It's going to be worse. My mom went through it, so
Did she
I'm
hit
kind
you?
of an expert on menopause.
She was there. Did she hit you?
No, I'm way stronger than my mom. My mom hit me. Be a mistake for her.
Did you hurt your hand on that
Little-
one?
it
Yeah,
hurt
you
a
did.
little
Because
bit,
when
yeah.
you have to stretch it out after, that's real fucked up. But I'm saying this. So like, I wanted to be a boy. I asked for a sex change, and my mom was like, "We're poor. Let that go." Like, so I had to. That was it. I just let it go. But then my little brother, he wanted to become a midget wrestler, and nobody got mad at him. They were like, "Oh, it's so cute."
Wait, is your little brother a
No,
little person?
no.
Okay.
Which is
Just wanted to clarify
just
that.
as dicky, you know what I mean? Like, why
So-
didn't he get in trouble? Like, everybody was mad at me. Like, oh, why do you want to be a boy so bad? It's okay
Yeah.
to be a girl. As I'm standing there.
They were worried about
looking
you
like
being
Goonie.
a homosexual, probably.
Oh, 4 years ago, my brother for Christmas bought me little brother Bobby, who didn't get to become a midget wrestler because he's 6'2".
Lucky. So lucky.
Who they put him on like stunt growth hormones at that point.
They wanted him
No,
to
I'm saying
be smaller?
if today my little brother
No. Even today,
would they
no
be
one's,
like, all right, we're gonna cut half of your legs
no
off.
one's,
Like,
even today, that shit isn't going to fly.
that's fucked up. We could have used you in our therapy as kids. Like,
Yeah, would have been good.
Yeah, he
Would've
didn't
been
get
pretty
over
good.
it. Bobby still wants
Okay,
to be a midget wrestler.
You don't need to defend these women. All I'm saying is
You're still not even listening.
I don't like
Ari.
materialistic people. That's all I'm saying.
Materialistic.
You're not materialistic.
100% I'm not. But
Yeah.
materialistic is different than a woman who, whatever her religion, background, whatever anything is, whatever her I can't say the word.
Hereditary?
Heritage.
Okay.
Whatever her heritage, it doesn't matter. A woman that knows what she wants, which is the women I believe you're speaking of.
I disagree.
They know what they want in that they want to be a housewife, they want a house, and they want a car. Now, is it a trailer and a pickup truck? Maybe not. Is it a medium-sized house and maybe a Camry? Huh?
That'd be acceptable.
Okay, but that's still something. That's still them with a dream and an idea of what they want their life to be.
I'm
so
okay
they
with
want
that.
you to know what they want their life to be so that they can thin through the herd of men who are going to come after them so they can get to the right guy who's going to give them what they want.
Your explanation sounds nice. And I'm okay
It
with
doesn't
that.
sound nice. It's what it is.
Okay, I'm okay with that. But when they start talking about, what part of town and private school and a Mercedes Benz, then I'm like,
Then
you're
you
not the
know-
girl for me.
Right. You know you're out of your league. That's it.
I could
Then
lie
you
to them.
walk away.
I could lie
But
and be
there's
like,
no reason
I got
to,
that. I
There's
got
no
all
reason
that.
to hate on them.
Yeah, yeah.
They're out getting what they want.
Sure.
You want to be a comic.
That's
right?
why I'm saying I don't date Jewish girls. I'm not hating on Jewish
You
girls.
want to
They're
be
not
a
for me.
comic that
Yeah.
lives in a trailer and only does bar shows in Australia?
Ideally not.
Or
Yeah.
do you want this big, high maintenance shit dream
I'd take it.
See?
But
in a heartbeat?
you know
take
what?
it.
I would also take a less. Nah, I don't need to be a theater act. I don't need to be making millions. If I had a nice little house and a Camry, I'd be fine with that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So that's your journey.
Yeah.
So you stay in your lane. See, a lot of people don't like segregating. I do. Get in your lane, know who you're with, and just keep going. That's fine. And everybody can keep going smoothly on the highways if they just know who they are
Yeah, I just think
and
that
act
the
accordingly.
women who want
and
the
be
mansions,
nice to people in the other lanes, even if you want to merge. You want to switch over, good, merge. But wave, give them a honk. Thanks for letting me in. Be cool with everybody. What I'm saying is, don't be a dick, Ari. And you
I'm
seem
not
like a dick. This
I'm
is
not a dick.
move.
I just think if a
I
girl's in
thought
the
I
lane,
was coming here for therapy, and I'm
you're giving
you
me
therapy.
therapy. If a girl's in the lane with a mansion and a Mercedes Benz in private school,
And then she goes, you know what? This is too
she
high.
just might need to get
I
into a
wanna
little fender
downgrade."
bender. She
Okay.
just might need to be.
She
in a-
doesn't want to hit anybody. She might want to merge down to that lane.
She should.
And if she merges in that lane, she will use her blinker, but probably not because the expensive cars don't have them. They just go wherever they want. But if she merges in that lane and
Yeah.
then she decides, you know what? This life's too fucking stressful. I want to go over here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying you got to be cool with everybody in every lane.
All I'm saying is if a girl's in that upper lane, in the fast lane, I might just grab her the back of the bumper and
you're
pull
trying,
her back
you're
to
all
my
the way
lane.
down here trying to get her there. And if you could pull her down to the middle, that's a mitzvah.
Yeah,
Isn't that what you call it, you people?
I think so.
Mitzvah. There
Yeah,
you go.
I do those. Is there any issues in your life that I could help you with?
Yes, I have. Oh shit! There's 26 messages right now.
Wow, you're popular.
I am, but it's from a group text, and so it's. This is my problem. I have a website that I can't update my dates on. Ari, can you?
That is not.
Ari, that's a problem.
That
that's
is
a
not
solid,
a problem, Eleanor.
It's a bullshit thing. And by the way, your whatever this internet is, just so you know, it's horse shit.
It's good internet. You just don't know how to work your computer.
What problem? So, when I was younger, my brothers would say, I have 6 brothers, you know that, which is probably what makes me a cool, calm person. I do have 3 older sisters. Alexa's mom is one of my older sisters.
She breeds great.
She's gorgeous.
She's a great breeder.
She's what I model my life like. When people go, oh, you get older and you get this and you get that, I'm like, I'm gonna be fine. It's 90,000% the reason I'm calm is that my older sister Karen, who's 10 years older.
Not the best name for this time period, but yeah.
True, and she will fuck you up if you come at her. So
So you're saying she is a Karen?
oh, she's out of control. No. She don't call the cops or do racial shit. But if you call her out her name, she will take your life and bury you properly. And no, she's crazy. God love her.
What if I just told her, listen, Karen, I just think you're an excellent breeder.
She would love that. She would go, okay, because she knows her children. But I'm saying like, so she's 10 years older than me, so I know what's ahead. You know, I know what's coming. Like you're talking about menopause, that shit. She already did. She handled it. Done. No problem. And she looks phenomenal.
I'd like to
So
meet
I'm
her.
like, okay.
And she's divorced, you said?
Karen has 2 kids. She was married to Sean's father, my oldest nephew. And then unfortunately he passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And then she met Alexa's dad, and they did not get married.
Didn't work out.
And
So
she
you're
tagged
saying
out of that.
I
But
could
they're
meet
still
her.
good friends.
So I can meet her.
Yeah, she's single.
That's great.
I think she's single. Yeah, she's single.
If I can't get Alexa, I'll go to the next best thing.
I got a Karen. Get a shirt. So I got a. You know what we do to her? We put in a group text, and so like everything will be like, hey, we're gonna. Because I was home for 5 months. They'll be like, hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And then Karen will be like, I want to do that. And we're like, no, Karen's allowed. She gets really mad.
So you pick on her.
My problem is that my brothers, we got sidetracked. So they would play a game, and they would say, let's play Eleanor. And that game was called Old Maid. And I want to know,
I think.
do you think that's where I'm headed?
Wait. I think you gotta explain.
You don't know what the game Old Maid is?
No.
Fuck. So it's a game. It's like a card game. If you get the Old Maid, which is probably the worst thing in life you could be, then you lose or something. I don't remember exactly how it went. I just remember it was a deck of cards and it was called Old Maid. And my brothers would go,
Or they renamed it to Eleanor.
yeah. So do you think they willed that on me, or because I'm still single, still not married? Hey,
I think you're picky.
I need
You're
to
just
get
too
laid.
picky. Yeah, you just need to lower your standards a bit.
So you're saying I'm in the
Like the
high
fact that you
maintenance
rejected
lady.
Dan Madonia shows how picky you are.
But I've been engaged 3 times. I'm not a closer.
How many of those engagements did you end?
All 3.
There you go. So you're
So
this
you're
by
saying
choice.
I'm in the high
You're making
maintenance-
this choice. Yeah.
Right, because I think I kind of like the old maid type.
Do you want to be married?
Not really.
Is that a dream of yours? Like that?
No.
I feel like that used to be a dream. Now it's fine. Like no one would judge you if you're just like, yeah, I'm single for life.
Like a lot of my friends when they got married, it's like, oh, we dreamed of being a bride. I never had that dream.
Yeah.
Like I played with Barbies, but I always took their clothes off and made them fuck.
You had the dream of being a man at one point, but you never had
that's
the
true.
dream of getting married.
That is true. I wanted to be a male bodybuilder.
Wow.
It was specific. It was very specific because I would
You got close. You were a wrestler.
see,
It's pretty close.
it's in there.
Yeah.
I mean, without the hormones, it's a lot of headaches I passed up.
Yeah, I think you just need to download a dating app and probably just
You
swipe.
really think I should do it?
Are you not on dating apps?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they're so fun, especially during the pandemic when there's not much to do.
Ari, I can't put the dates that I have. I'm doing an album.
Dating apps are easier than that.
I'm literally recording an album and I haven't promoted it.
Oh,
Or done
congratulations.
anything. Thank you.
When are you recording it?
April 22nd, 23rd and 24th.
That's great. Where at?
Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
That's so exciting.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And I have all these other dates before that
Are
I
you
need
nervous
to,
to
put.
have to retire all that material?
No,
No. Okay,
because
cool.
it's a mix.
Got it.
Pandemic with some old stuff that I was going to get rid of anyway.
Uh-huh.
And then I have a tiny chunk that I'll start working on to
get the new stuff.
We get the world open.
Right. That's so awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's at April 23rd and 24th at Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. If I could get it on my Wix.
You use Wix?
A friend of mine, Chase, set it up for me.
I'll be honest. I've never used Wix. I could probably figure it out though. Just send me your login info.
Did watch a tutorial and I still can't figure it out.
I bet I could. If you send me your login info, I will fix your website for you, and I will fix your life for you. Just download Tinder.
Oh, so it has to be Tinder, but
No,
isn't
or Hinge or Bumble. The latest one's Hinge.
Hinge
but,
sounds terrifying.
But
like
I
you're
will
off the
say,
Hinge?
I will say, because you're a little older than me. I'm guessing you're around 40 years old, somewhere around there.
Yeah, late 40s.
Late
yeah.
40s. Okay.
I told you,
So,
I'm getting there.
You look great for your age. That being said, Hinge, I don't know if people in their 40s use it or not. I'm not saying they don't. I just don't know if
So
they
is
do.
there an elderly love? Maybe I start one. How about that?
Match.com, Tinder, Bumble. There's a bunch of them. I think you should get on all of them.
And I do kind of like older guys. So
Oh, you do?
I'm starting to get into Dom Irera's joke that he doesn't date women his age because they're dead. Literally.
What about, have you ever thought about getting a sugar baby?
I might need to. By sugar baby, do you mean somebody that can upload my dates onto the Wix?
Yeah, but
Because I'm real simple. I just need
you basically
computer
pay them
stuff.
to be your little boy toy. Have you ever thought about getting a little boy toy?
Oh, okay. So I'm okay. I like that.
I feel like as a strong, independent woman such as yourself,
Okay, I like this.
that'd be a power move. If you walked around with like a 25-year-old dude that
on
just,
a leash. That'd be
yeah,
hot.
like a virtual leash that just pounded you and did your website and you threw him a few bucks.
Yeah. What's his name? Oh,
you just gotta
yeah.
pick one.
I thought you had one.
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo. Marco
Yeah.
Polo. We could just play all day.
That'd be such a good.
Yeah, so
That'd
you
be so
helped me
good
with
for you.
nothing today, and I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I did. Thank you for.
Now I have to go get an imaginary vaccination.
Is there anything anything else you left out you want to say to the world?
Not that I can think of. Hold
Well,
on.
look out
let's
for her new
see.
album. Do you have a title for it yet?
I don't, but I have to come up with that. That's what I've been kind of working on because I have the material in the order I
Eleanor
want.
Kerrigan, 6-inch clit.
4, but thank you
4
for
inch
adding 2 inches. I got 2 inches after doing your podcast.
Eleanor Kerrigan, 4-inch clit. Maybe too vulgar of a title,
Fruit
but
roll up.
But
I say I tuck
Eleanor
it in
Kerrigan,
like a fruit roll up.
Eleanor Kerrigan, I like fruit roll ups. What's something that just real?
Just fruit roll up.
Fruit roll up. Men be looking to think you're gay based off the title.
Come see
of
my
it.
fruit roll up. Stay till the come for the
Eleanor Kerrigan, 4 inches of power.
come for the fun, stay for the fruit roll up.
I like it. I'll buy that. I'll
Come
listen
for
to that.
the no. I just that's what I'm saying. The title is impossible.
You'll think of something.
It's not impossible, but it's got to be something good. But I have time for
Is
that.
this your first album?
Yes, my first anything like that.
Well,
yeah.
you did a special, right?
People call it a special, but I don't. I did Comedy Central with Bill Burr, where he did a presents.
You did that, but didn't you have a Showtime
and then
thing
I
too?
did a Showtime thing
Yeah.
with Dice, which is where he presents. So it was
Right.
5 comics on there. So I don't
God,
consider
they
that
were
a
shorter.
special.
They were shorter
Yeah.
sets. Okay, so yeah,
People
this is
are
your
always
first
like,
thing.
"Oh, I saw your special." I'm like, "That was 10 minutes." Like for the next generation, a special is going to be 60 seconds. Like I
TikTok.
saw you on.
I have a TikTok special.
Yes,
Are you on TikTok?
I am.
Okay, good.
I'm a little obsessed with TikTok.
It's fun, right?
I
The
saw a
swipe fun?
friend last night, and I was like, "Oh my God, you look TikTok famous," because he's a very funny comic named Moranzio Vance, and
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
dyed his hair blue. So, and he had like a colorful backpack, and I was
Sounds
like,
horrible.
"What are you doing?"
Yeah, it sounds like he's
Are
going.
you okay?
He's going through something. Is what it sounds like.
We laughed all night. He was very funny. But I'm saying like when he came in, because he had like a blue shirt on, blue hair, a colorful backpack, and I was like, "Dude, are you TikTok famous? Like, what the fuck?" And then
He
he
could
was
be.
like, "I'm gonna use that." I was like, "Okay." He's the funniest guy. He makes me laugh hard.
Thank you for coming on my podcast.
Ari, thank you for having me. I
God bless
enjoyed
you
this.
and your
It's-
whole family,
I'm already late. Oops. All right. My whole family, meaning just my niece, my godchild.
especially her.
You're sick. Thank you.
You're listening to
Unlicensed
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.
You have reached the end of the podcast. You've made it all the way through. Thank you. Thank you for being one of those people that sticks it out till the end, that doesn't leave a man behind. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel at this point, I'd be surprised. If you've made it this far, I assume you've subscribed. If you haven't, though, subscribe to the YouTube. Leave me a 5-star Apple Podcast review. Buy a t-shirt. Buy a product from one of the sponsors. There's so much stuff you guys can do just to support and be my little patient, be my little therapy patient. All right, I'm going to stop hawking shit. Thank you again for listening to the episode. Tune in next week where we will have another episode. See ya.